good day to stay on. Now's your chance. Arsenal City!
Hey, what's going on, people? Jack Reeve, TalkNorwichCity here, back for another little video, and what a glorious, glorious day here it is in England. Come on, Lofo bike on my lunch break to Thorpe Marshes, I think this is precisely located as, and it is absolutely glorious. I'm feeling in a very positive mood. I think it's hard not to be when the weather's like this. Give me a force 5 wind down the North Sea and it might be a little bit different, but today we're feeling good. There's quite a lot to talk about regarding Norwich City, actually. This is Thursday I'm recording this. It's before the England-Belgium game. I done that little video, didn't I, before it all kicked off in Russia, and I was saying I was fairly positive going into that first game against Tunisia. We came through that. We smashed Panama. Admittedly, the game against Belgium is going to be our toughest test yet, but I genuinely think England are in a very good place. I'm not sure if that means we will be bringing it home, as I've said a few times, but we're certainly in a better position than we have been in previous campaigns, with arguably a worse team on paper now. So things are going good in Russia. Things are still going quite well in Norwich, actually. We've signed Mo Leitner. Chris done a little video on that. I think that's a fantastic little deal to get over the line. If you would have said when Mo Leitner first joined and we saw them first few performances for Norwich, if you would have said we would be able to snap him up on a permanent deal, I think people would have laughed at you. Yes, injuries got in the way. Yes, I think you can still be slightly pessimistic towards it if you want to be. He didn't get an assist, he didn't score a goal. On paper, it was a poor return from Mo Leitner, but I think if you watched him, you know there's something very good there. I don't think anyone's ever going to replace James Maddison, but considering he probably cost about as much as we paid, or we got in return for Marley Watkins, that's a really shrewd bit of business from Norwich City. Mo Leitner clearly sees a project here, which is positive. He's coming from a very prestigious background in Germany, so that's fantastic. Let's also not forget we've managed to get Kenny McLean in, who'll be joining. Yes, that signing was made a little while back, but he looks like a really positive player, and we've got almost an unknown quantity in Buendia, so things are going fairly good. Admittedly, it's still the striker that's the problem. Could Nelson Oliveira be the man? I mean, people were raving about Jordan Rhodes. I think a lot of people saw the light and realised it would be a very expensive player who probably doesn't really fit into the system. The rumour was we'd have to pay £3 million to get him on loan. That seems very unlikely now. But Nelson Oliveira over the last few seasons has actually had a better goal scoring record than Jordan Rhodes. If you get Nelson Oliveira's head switched on, he's a cracking player in the Championship. I do wonder though if he's salvageable now. I don't think he is. I think cash in and get a player that Farke really wants from a place he knows, which is Germany or them European leagues. Someone tweeted me a little while back, apologies, I've forgotten who it was, but the top scorer in the Bundesliga 2 last year, 6'3", 25 goals. He's up for grabs for around £3-4 million. I mean, that seems like an absolute no-brainer if he's as good as he sounds on paper. So there's still a lot of work to be done. I don't think there'll be many more outs, I must admit. Maybe Pinto, maybe a Timmy Closer, the players who are still on fairly high wages here. Of course, we've still got Stephen Naismith, Matt Jarvis. You could even throw Russ Martin into that equation if you want to, who is still here and earning a fairly decent pay packet. So, in general, the transfer window, I don't think we can really moan. Maddison's gone as expected, got a decent fee for him. I don't think many people saw Murphy going, but we got a fantastic deal for him. Cardiff have now spent £20 million on Josh Murphy and Bobby Reed. I mean, that's really bold from them. It seems like they're almost preparing to come back into the Championship. Other news, shout out to Along Come Norwich, shout out to Barclay and Norwich for raising, and it's still going, £3,000 to get hopefully what's going to be a really decent little project going in the Barclay. Flags, banners, mosaic kind of displays, and it's really good to see the fans doing something and not just going, well, it's the club's fault that the atmosphere isn't good. Yes, the club have to take responsibility, and to a certain extent they have done, but you can't keep deflecting blame. Why is the atmosphere crap at Carrow Road? Well, it's probably because we don't sing enough. Us fans don't do enough. And hopefully with banners, with flags, with a bit of colour, we've got the best colours in football, for goodness sake. Let's use them. Hopefully with that will generate some more noise and create something really special. I've spoke a lot about I go to Carrow Road for more than just what happens on the pitch. I think if you can create a really positive atmosphere at Carrow Road, which isn't easy, admittedly, but it's good to see fan groups coming together to create something. If you want to see more info, I'm going to link it in the description. They're still raising money. £3,000 was the target. They smashed through that, but of course, the more money they raise, the more stuff they can do. Links in the description. I think it's a GoFundMe, and if you donate a tenner, you get a lovely little pin badge, which the guys over there have made. So well worth your time if you've got a spare penny, a few spare pennies kicking around on payday. Other things, Todd Cantwell, will he start? I've been thinking about it, actually. Defensively, we look strong. Not really much has changed from there since last season. Yes, Angus Gunn has gone. Rumoured to be linked with Southampton for £15 million. I think that would be an absolute bargain if they can get him in for that. So the goalkeeper's changed. I think Remy Matthews probably isn't as good, but certainly can go in and do a good job. I'm absolutely positive about that. The defence hasn't changed too much. We've almost added quality in the middle of the park. Tete signing up on another contract. Leitner coming in. We've got Ben Godfrey returning. Kenny McLean can go there. We've got Buendia down the wing. It all looks rosy there. Apologies for the cut there. I've just been stamped on my rather wet dog and got all dog fur on me. But at least she's having a good day. What was I saying? Yeah, defence and midfield, arguably just as good as last season. If we can add a decent striker, a 15, 20 goal a season striker, and a backup, I think we look half decent. I'm not going to get carried away. I think it'd be an absolute miracle if we got into the top 6. But with a decent striker, I can see improvement on last season. And I'm afraid, I hate to say it, but that's all we can really ask for at this moment in time is improvement. Can we mount a challenge on the top 6? Possibly. I just want to see that system working a little better, a few more goals, and a team spirit as good as last season, because I think that was there. Anyway, my notes are now very muddy, thanks to that dog. That's about all I want to speak for today. Of course, Marcel Frank has gone to Darmstadt again. That was probably expected. It was weird, Marcel Frank, isn't it? Because he was one of our first signings. It was almost the start of the new era. And it's one of the few signings, along with maybe Marley Watkins, that hasn't worked. I don't think you can really blame anyone. It just hasn't clicked. Frank has gone back to Darmstadt. It's probably not costing us any money. Happy days. We don't want to be hindering a player's development. Anyway, from the lovely Thorpe Marshes, it is stunning down here. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know any comments down in the comment section below that you want me to maybe speak about in future videos. Go and sign up to FansBet. Still doing really good things over there. Loads of fantasy football, good odds. Losing money goes back into fans initiatives. Thanks very much for watching and see you very soon. Bye bye.